Well, that's the crux of the problem, is that Russia is a permanent member and it has veto power. So if you were sitting there today in the UN Security Council and you were listening to this moving speech by President Zelensky, and you're sitting at that round table and you cared about the atrocities that are happening, you would feel really anemic, because the Security Council cannot do anything given Russia's position as a charter member and a permanent member. What Zelensky asked for is for the UN Security Council to kick Russia out. There is a way to kick a country out of the UN. You have to have a vote of the General Assembly, but even that, a permanent member like Russia can veto. So I've been saying for a while, even before the invasion happened, that the UN was likely going to be sitting on the sidelines for this crisis, and it is. It's sitting on the sidelines. There's very little it can do because of Russia and China, which abstained from any Security Council votes to condemn what Russia has done. So we're going to have to rely upon other multilateral institutions like NATO, which is providing a lot of weapons to Ukraine, and this is really going to be up to NATO. If NATO wanted to intervene, by the way, they wouldn't need UN authorization, because the Ukraine can invite NATO in, which President Zelensky has done. But so far, of course, NATO has refused to go in, put troops on the ground, but it is providing a lot of weapons, and hopefully that will continue. That's going to be crucial for the resistance in Ukraine.
Yeah, that's a great point, David. Now, Jamil, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, is suggesting that one thing they might be able to do is to at least remove Russia from the Human Rights Council at the UN. Would that do anything if they did indeed take that action?
You know, I really don't think so, Griffin. Part of the reason is the Human Rights Council has long been a bastion of ne'er-do-well nation states. So taking Russia on or off of it really doesn't matter a whole lot. Look, the bottom line here is that the Biden administration has done a lot of talking about war crimes and accusing Putin of engaging in war crimes, yet we're unwilling to do anything substantive. We keep talking about sanctions. They haven't had a measurable effect. We keep talking about sending weapons. Yes, we're doing that. It's helping certainly the cause, but it's not going to bring this war to a near-term close. We just heard Jake Sullivan say that. That's a huge problem. We need to act and act now. Otherwise, our words are meaningless.
Yep. And that's what President Zelensky wanted. We just got about 20 seconds. David, I'll give you the last word.
Well, I disagree that it's going to be sanctions or war crimes that are going to cause Putin to back off. We should do those things, but what's really going to cause him to back off is the use of force, and that's the only thing that he's going to listen to at this point, and that means really doing more to arm the Ukrainians, and that's what we need to do. We need to give them all the weapons they need, the S-300s, we need to give them the MiG fighters, we need to give them bombers. One of the things they worry about is Russia is entrenching itself in positions outside cities, and Ukraine needs to remove them so this is not a forever war.
And yet those MiG fighters still not on the way. David Tafuri, Jamil Jaffer, always great insight. Thank you very much for taking time. Trace?